Hello, this is Gerardo Valero, and today I'd like to talk to you about Pulp Fiction, in which Quentin Tarantino created these wildly peculiar characters and put them in these crazy, unpredictable, intertwining stories, something that later on became a much imitated staple in subsequent movies such as Love Actually, the Iñárritu films, and even on the TV series Lost. But it is special here that this doesn't feel like something gimmicky or gratuitous. The film's non-linear narrative even makes the unprecedented move of providing us with a happy ending of sorts, by giving us John Travolta in the film's last scene, when we tend to forget that his character has been dead for at least an hour. Now the risks taken by Tarantino and his cast, and their constant insistence of going all out in what on theory must have sounded completely absurd, is something truly remarkable. But if there's anything we've learned from him throughout his career, is his rare ability of making something that on paper must have sounded completely outlandish end up making sense and looking coherent on the screen, such as for example those fights on the Kill Bill movies in which we get all this blood and limbs flying all over the place. And therein lies the reason why his imitations and imitators are truly awful. This isn't something that you can copy or even learn. Another evident fact from Pulp Fiction is the generation that Tarantino clearly belongs to. From the subject of discussion of TV shows of the Three Little Fonzies and the Kung Fu Walking Adventures, to the Speed Racer t-shirt that Lance wears on the film, and all the way to the dance by Travolta and Uma Thurman, which is so very reminiscent of those of the Batman TV series of the 1960s. Another fact about Pulp Fiction is just how much of a large portion of the film Tarantino spends playing or toying with his audience, such as for example the scene in which Bruce Willis must select a weapon with which to face the Dungeons monsters, which is to me so very reminiscent to those old Roadrunner cartoons in which Willie Coyote must select a larger and more unusual weapon every time. Or also the dance contest won by Travolta and Uma Thurman, in which Tarantino seems to hold as a foregone conclusion that any Travolta character in any movie is a great dancer, when this one is supposed to be an altogether different one. And before closing this segment, I would like to explain to you why I thought that Tarantino's latest effort, Inglourious Basterds, didn't work. I thought that even though the interesting dialogue was there as always, the violence was brutal and nothing else. In contrast, on Pulp Fiction we get all these scenes with extreme cinematic violence, but somehow the dialogue and the sheer weirdness of it all makes us laugh when we should be cringing. For example, in the scene when Jules, played by Samuel Jackson, casually shoots a guy and tells his best friend, "Did I break your concentration?" Or also on when Travolta accidentally kills this guy, and they refer to the job of cleaning the car as brain detail, which is something really strange and weird. Anyway, before closing this segment, we're going to propose another suggestion for Iver's little movie glossary, and this one is called "But I'm Already Involved," and it has to do in any movie whenever an innocent victim is involved in a crime, and a law enforcement person tells him or her, "But I don't want you to get too involved in this." The answer by the victim will invariably be, "But I am already involved." Anyway, I thank you very much for listening to this review, and until next time, el balcón está cerrado.